On the day of our engagement, just because Madison Calder wants to eat the ravioli my fiancé Nicholas Olson made, he decides to leave without hesitation. I can't help but try to stop him, but he slaps me across the face. It's just an engagement party, we can have another one. What if Maddie starves? Even my brother Brandon Lewis scolds me for being unreasonable. You're older than Maddie, can't you be more understanding? I say nothing more and choose to let go and leave. They think I'm just throwing a tantrum and ignore me. They even clear their schedules just to take Madison on a vacation. It isn't until half a month later that they think to contact me, only to discover I have already joined a classified government weapons research program that will last 10 years. Moreover, I have decided never to come home again. They completely panic. Adeline, are you sure you want to join the research program? My mentor, Erica Graham, asked. Her eyes sparkled with hope, as she feared I may. Refuse again. She added, you've always said you wanted to stay here, get married, and settle down. What made you change your mind? I took the confidentiality agreement from her hand and signed it without hesitation. I explained, something bad happened yesterday. It made me realize my future matters more than being with him. And because I still have feelings for him, that's exactly why I can't marry him. Otherwise, I'd spend every day hoping he might turn around and care about me again. Erica let out a soft sigh, then nodded in satisfaction as she accepted the signed document. That's exactly the mindset you need. You're my favorite student, and it's a good thing you've woken up early. She walked me to the door and advised me softly, if you still can't let go, at least say goodbye properly. Stratminster's winter chill was biting cold. I hunched my shoulders, nodding with a smile. Sure, I wasn't in the best mood, so I went to my favorite bakery to get myself a strawberry show. Her cake is comfort. I had just finished paying when I turned around to see my fiancé, Nicholas Olson, standing there, his brow furrowed and his eyes full of reproach. You know Maddie's birthday is today, and she loves strawberry shortcakes. Did you purposely buy the last one? Adeline, are you really that jealous of her? His glare was hurtful, so I turned my face away to avoid his gaze. I replied calmly, I didn't even know it's her birthday until you told me. The owner's still here, you can customize a cake to make it more special. Nicholas' expression turned colder. You don't even like strawberries. Can't you just let her have it? I took a deep breath, trying my best to stay composed. Who said I? Enough. He cut me off mid-sentence, obviously furious. If Maddie hadn't saved your life, you wouldn't even be standing here, fighting over a cake. If I had known you'd be this ungrateful, we would have left you to die after you got hit by the car. After saying this, he forcefully snatched the cake from my hands and warned me coldly, forget about this cake, it's ours now, and don't even think about throwing a tantrum. I clenched my fists tightly, took a deep breath, and regained my composure. Fine, if Maddie wants it, then she can have it. Nicholas paused as he stepped outside, then turned slightly to look at me. Drop the passive-aggressive tone. Maddie wants to see you, so get in the car. I nodded and instinctively reached for the passenger side, but he stopped me. Back seat. The front's reserved for Maddie. I understood immediately and quietly slid into the back. The entire car reeked of Maddie's favorite peach fragrance. I hated the scent so much that the moment I got out, I threw up right on the curb. When Nicholas saw this, he frowned in disgust. How dramatic, it's just a car ride. Hurry up and get inside when you're done. Don't keep everyone waiting for you. 10 minutes later, I finally pulled myself together and went inside. The private dining room was warm and cozy. Madison Calder wore a pale blue mini dress, and my brother, Brandon Lewis, was peeling grapes for her. As soon as Madison saw me, her eyes lit up, and her smile was dazzling. Adeline, you're finally here. She immediately stood up, looked around, and feigned awkwardness. Oh no, my friend had just arrived earlier, and there's no seat left for you. I'm so sorry. Brandon didn't even look up as he chimed in, there's a folding stool by the door. Just sit there. I followed his gaze and finally noticed the tiny stool near my feet. If I remembered correctly, that was where the servers usually sat to wait for customers' instructions. That doesn't seem right. Madison appeared sympathetic, but a sly glint flashed in her eyes. It was obvious that she was doing this on purpose. When Nicholas saw I wasn't moving, he couldn't help but frown. What, you have a seat and still won't sit? Everyone's been waiting for you long enough. Do you really want to make them watch you through? Another tantrum. Everyone looked at me, their gaze impatient. I glanced at the dining table in the center of the room, where most of the food had already been eaten. It was clear that they were just waiting for the final celebration. Fortunately, I hadn't expected much to begin with. Fine, I'll sit there, I replied calmly, sitting on the stool under everyone's gaze. Nicholas looked surprised, but after a brief glance, his expression quickly returned to normal. Before long, the room buzzed back to life again as Brandon pushed in a massive birthday cake. Nicholas pulled out a party popper he had prepared and twisted it with a pop. Happy birthday! Everyone gathered in a circle, clapping and cheering. I sat to the side, watching them, and a wave of sadness crept up my chest. 3 days ago, it was my birthday. They all said they were too busy that day, so I ended up eating alone at the restaurant I had booked weeks in advance. When the clock struck midnight, I quietly whispered to myself, happy birthday. It wasn't until I checked social media that I realized they were all out with Madison, lighting fireworks together. They divided up all the cake among themselves without even thinking of me. I didn't know how long I had been zoning out when Nicholas handed me a small slice of cake. I was caught off guard and smiled politely. Thanks. He said indifferently, in a few days, we're taking Maddie on a surprise trip. Since you're just hanging around campus anyway, help us plan the itinerary. We're short on funds this time, so we'll take you next time. Before he could finish, I dropped my smile and spoke calmly. That's fine with me. Nicholas was caught off guard, looking stunned. Are you serious? Why wouldn't I be? It was just another excuse to leave me out again. Nicholas and Brandon built the company together, and it was thriving. Yet now, they claimed there wasn't enough money to include me. You agreed too quickly. Are you planning something to sabotage? Eat? I looked straight at both of them and answered sincerely. I mean it. If you want to spend time with her, then go. I'll wait. How many days are you planning? I can. Shut up. Nicholas snapped, his face darkening with annoyance. annoyance. Cut the act. I'm warning you, don't try anything stupid. I let out a quiet sigh and kept my tone steady. I'm really not, and soon, I'll be leaving for the classified research program. Nicholas narrowed his eyes at me, filled with suspicion. Do you think saying that'll make me cancel the trip? I swallowed the rest of my sentence, the part where I would have said I was never coming back. Just then, Madison trotted over and slipped her arm through Nicholas, smiling sweetly. What are you guys talking about?